As in course contents curricula, there are two other headings mentioned: qualitative and quantitative analysis. Qualitative mean kind of elements, analysis in which only kind of elements have been determined. Their mass, their amount, their quantity is not determined. What types of elements, what types of ions, what kind of radicals are present. Only elements, ions, or radicals are determined. Its most important and well known example is salt analysis. Salt analysis you have already done. You did salt analysis in inter, in FSC, non-medical or medical students are well aware of salt analysis. A salt is given, a salt contains two radical, an acidic radical, a basic radical. Salt by definition is known as neutralized product of an acid and base. In this, there are 6 basic radical groups and 3 acid radical group. So when a salt is given to student and it has been directed by examiner to determine its acidic and basic component, to find out its acidic and basic radical. So it is a well known example of qualitative analysis. Another thing by which only quality is determined. Say we had different pure liquids: water, ethanol, ether, acetone. They are different pure liquids, and one has been said, determine which is ether, find out which one is acetone and alcohol. So by refractive index, by finding out refractive index by refractometer, we can determine, we can find out which one is an alcohol, which one is an ether, which one is acetone, which one is water. Even extent of purity, percentage composition of each liquid may be found out by plotting the value of refractive index on standard curve of different refractive indices. The other is surface tension. By surface tension, we can find out different liquids, as already has been exemplified: water, alcohol, ethanol, ether, benzene. Different liquids have its own surface tension. Similarly, by viscometer, each and every liquid has its own viscosity. By piconometry, by piconometry, by comparing relative density, specific gravity, we can find out, we can determine which liquid is present. So in this way, kind of various substances have been determined. Similarly, if you want to determine the quantity of a substance, mass of a substance present, or you can say quantity of a substance present, for that purpose we have already carried out titration. By titration, we find amount per liter, amount per decimeter cube, amount in 100 ml, amount in 100 ml of solution, in 100 cubic centimeter solution, strength per liter. So, titration which are well known and you have carried many times as acid base titration, and acid is titrated against a base in which one substance, say an acid, its strength, its concentration is known, and the concentration of a base is determined. Amount of a base is determined by comparing the volume of an acid standard solution and a base. Other example is redox titration. Another example, precipitation titration. Another example, complexometric titration. So, different quantitative analysis have been carried out. These are simple old techniques. These are common in practice. Nowadays, though these are very advanced ages, this you can say great scientific development, there's scientific revolutionization. These techniques in many countries, in many you can say university curricula have been discarded, but these are very simple. These may be adopted. In case of quantitative analysis, we also find gravimetric analysis. Two liquids are combined, a reaction takes place, precipitates are formed, precipitates are weighed. In precipitate, a particular component, say when barium chloride is added to sodium sulfate, barium sulfate is formed. How much barium sulfate is formed? From the study of quantitative study of, you can say as by stoichiometry, in which reactants react and products are formed. 1 mole of reactants react and how much moles of products are formed. 1 mole of product needs to such an extent mole of reactants. For example, silver nitrate plus sodium chloride. On combination, silver chloride is formed plus sodium nitrate is formed. This silver chloride is precipitated. These precipitates are collected. These precipitates are dried. These have been, you can say, dry to that extent. Moisture is evaporated by consistent and continuous heating till the constant weight of silver chloride. So, it is a very simple. 1 mole of silver nitrate reacts with 1 mole of sodium chloride and 1 mole of silver chloride is formed. This is stoichiometric relationship. 1 mole silver nitrate on combination with 1 mole sodium chloride, 1 mole silver chloride is produced. So, 1 mole of silver chloride is equal to 143.5 grams and 1 mole of sodium chloride is equal to 58.5 grams, and 1 mole of silver nitrate, silver 108 plus 14 and plus 30, 48 plus 14, 62, and 180, 62 and 180. So in this way, 48 plus 14, 62, 170. So it is very simple. 170 grams of silver nitrate reacts with 58 grams of sodium chloride and 143 grams of silver chloride is produced. This can be find out. For example, we say 100 grams of silver chloride, how much silver nitrate is required to produce 100 grams of silver chloride. So by stoichiometry it can be calculated, it can be determined. In any solution on the basis of on the phenomena of precipitation, we may get some salt mass. That salt mass is filtered out, is completely dried, then weighed. Then by comparing from the balanced chemical equation, the yield of the product is determined. So in this way, the quantity of any substance by precipitation, titration may be determined. Other is thermogravimetric analysis. Thermogravimetric analysis is also a quantitative analysis. There are some substance, say calcium carbonate in powder form, on strongly heating, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide gas is produced. Calcium carbonate, marble powder on strong, very strong, on very strong heating, liberate carbon dioxide gas and calcium oxide. So from this balanced chemical equation, we may determine the amount of calcium oxide produced from calcium carbonate on strong heating. So this is the gravimetric analysis, thermogravimetric. We have heated calcium carbonate, calcite, calcium carbonate on strong heating, it is converted into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. So by balanced chemical equation, we can determine amount of each substance. This can also be understand calcium carbonate, calcium 40 and 60, 48, 12, 60, 40, 100. 100 grams calcium carbonate on strong heating produce 56 gram calcium carbonate. So relation 100 gram 1 mole, 100 gram 1 mole, 56 gram. So 56 gram calcium oxide needs 100 grams of calcium carbonate and 112 grams of calcium oxide will need, you can calculate a simple mathematics. So in this way, qualitative, quantitative, these type of trivial classical analysis have been carried out. Further, another type of analysis, combustion analysis. It is known to all. It is very simple and known to all. If a substance is burned in excess of oxygen, if that substance contains carbon, then 1 mole of oxygen produce 1 mole of carbon dioxide gas. Say, this is glucose. On complete burning of glucose, carbon dioxide gas produced. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide contains 44 grams. 6 mole contains 44 into 6. For 6 mole of carbon dioxide gas, 1 mole of glucose is completely burned. So 180 grams glucose on complete combustion produce 260 grams of carbon dioxide gas. If we are interested in the production of 2.64 grams of carbon dioxide gas, we have to burn 1.80 grams of glucose. So in this way, we may find out quantity. Similarly, if there is a lime water, in lime water, carbon dioxide gas is passed and calcium carbonate is produced. There is, you can say, relationship of 1 mole calcium hydroxide on combination with 1 mole of carbon dioxide gas, 1 mole of calcium carbonate is produced. So 44 grams carbon dioxide gas on reaction with lime water produce 100 grams of calcium carbonate. If we have 4.4 grams of CO2 carbon dioxide gas, then there may be 10 grams of calcium carbonate is produced. So in this way, by stoichiometrically, by the quantitative relationship between reactants and products, we may find out quantity of different substance. So in this way, by qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis, we find out, we may determine kind of elements, quality of elements, and amount of each element or quantity of each element. So according to our need, according to assignment, according to objective, if there is to determine quality, kind, it has been determined by qualitative analysis. If amount is to determine, then it has been determined by quantitative analysis. Okay.